Today we're going to be working on balance. We're coming back to our exploration. Make sure you have a towel. If you don't, this is like a bath towel, and we're going to be putting it on our head. For balance a little later. We're going to get started though with our breath. And we begin with Ujjayi breath today. So Ujjayi breath is where we take the breath in through our nose, open the chamber of our mouth, and let the breath slide down the back of the throat. So you may be able to hear that. It's also called ocean breath or victory breath. So we'll be breathing Ujjayi for a minute or two. So won't you join me as we settle in and get centered? And we release the breath and come back to our natural breathing pattern. Let's bring our attention to our feet. We're just going to play a little bit with the feet. We're going to circle, turn the foot in and out, maybe lift the foot off of the ground and circle the ankle point and flex. Just waking the feet up. Good morning to our feet. I like to start with one foot at a time. So maybe move to the second foot, unless you're doing both simultaneously, and then just keep going, turning in and out, circling, feeling the floor beneath the feet. This is an activation that lets the proprioceptive system know that we are on the earth, connected to the earth through our feet. We're feeling our way into the connection, waking our feet up. And now lift the feet, curl the toes under, and then flex the feet. So curl the toes under and then flex the feet. You can do it with your hands too, curling the palms down, fingers down, and then opening the hands together. Breath. And then release. Shoulders rise up and let go. Hands dangle. Shoulders up, hands down. Just really let go here. And one more time. Rotate the shoulders like a figure eight, one direction. And now the other. Ooh, lots of popping in there today. Pause. Coming to cat, cow, with a twist to the right and a twist to the left. So we're going to be moving with this. Slide the hands out to cup the knees, lift the heart, lift the chin, and then sliding into cat. We come back up. When we're coming into cow, maybe press the hands into the thighs. And when we come into cat, the hands slide and arch. Now we're going to take a twist to the right, taking that left hand to the outside of the knee, back to center, and a twist to the left, and then back to center. So let's put those 4 movements together. We start with the cow, and we take it to the cat. We twist to the right. We come to center, and we twist to the left. We come to cow, press into the thighs to lift the heart, and slide the hands out into cat. Come back vertically, take a twist to the right and a twist to the left. And one more time, pressing into the thighs to lift the heart. Slide the hands out to arch the back. Come to center, take a twist to the right and a twist to the left. Now, as promised last time we were together, you may be hearing this for the first time, we're going to be doing some eye movement work. Eyes help organize the movement of the body and are crucial to balance. So I'm going to invite you first to take your hands, place them behind the neck on either side of the spine. Some of us have done this before. Then we're going to close our eyes and maybe press gently into the back of the neck on either side of the spine, and then look up. Keep your eyes closed, look up, look down. Keep the head still as we look to the left and we look to the right, and up and down, left and right. Release. You probably noticed musculature in the back of the neck moving as the eyes moved. That's where the eyes plug in, is in the back of the neck on either side of the spine, which means that our spine is receiving information from our eyes all the time. So our mouth, we can talk and taste 2 things. With our nose, we can smell and breathe 2 things. With our eyes, we see, and the second thing is we organize movement. So today we're going to be working with our eyes. And if you're wearing glasses, especially progressive lenses, very often the eyes are not exercised well. They get into really rigid movements that are focused around the lenses of the glasses. And so if it's comfortable to take your eyeglasses off here, you can do that. Otherwise, just keep them on. I also want to advise you, if you have any vestibular issues or you have migraines, maybe MS, or any vertigo of any kind, going to invite you to imagine what we're doing instead of participating. These are the kind of exercises that you may want to have a doctor approve for you. So that said, we're going to begin by moving just our eyes, not our head. And so we're going to look up, we're going to look down, and we're going to look up and down. We do this about 10 times, up and down. You control the pace. If at any time you feel dizzy, slow it down or pause. And now we're all going to pause. And now we're going to look left and right. So head still, it's just the eyes going right and left. I noticed I was holding my breath. How about you? Let's breathe here. Slow it down if you get dizzy. You can always stop. You can take longer to do it. You can do less. It's all good. And we're going to pause. We're going to rest our eyes now. So gently close the eyes. And with the eyes closed, we're going to look up and down. Eyes closed, we're looking up and down. Just keep going. My little dog unplugged my light. There we go. And then we bring that pause in and just settle with the eyes open, soft focus. Now with the eyes open, we're going to move the head up and down, up and down. Let the eyes float in the orb, in the sockets. The head's what's moving here. The eyes are following the head. We're doing up and down. And if you get an inkling to do it a little more quickly, feel free to do that. We're doing about 10 of these. Maybe working our way up to 20 as we go forward. And then we're going to pause. And now we're going to go right and left. Looking right and left. Keep that breath moving. Again, any point where you get dizzy, just slow it down and do a little bit less. It's all good. Then we come back to center. And now we're going to close our eyes. And we're going to take the head up and down and up and down, up and down. About 10 times. Pause in the center, and then we go right and left, taking the head right and left. And coming back to center, we pause here with soft eyes or gently closed eyes. Find breath. And just for a moment, imagine breath supporting the right eyeball as it rests in the eye socket. And then the attention comes to the left, and we imagine or sense the air that we breathe supporting this eye. And then we open our eyes, and we're going to do a clock now. So we're going to look up. So we keep the head still. We're going to look up is 12, down is 6. One direction is 3, the other is 9. We're going to go clockwise and then counterclockwise. So with the head still, we're just taking our eyes around the face of the clock. You know how much I love doing shoulder clocks and pelvic clocks. We're doing an eye clock now. And when you get to the top, reverse direction. We're coming back to center now. Did you notice jerky motions? I had a jerky motion on this side about down here and one over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that again, and we're going to make the circle smaller. So it's going to maybe even just be in our imagination, but we're going to close our eyes and we're going to take our eyeballs in a circle to the a clockwise circle. Oh, scrambling the brain already. And then a counterclockwise circle. And we try to keep the head still. I noticed that my head wanted to support this action. We're going to take our hands back behind our neck again, either side of the spine. And we're going to look down and we're going to look up, keep the head still. And now maybe notice if there's a clearer awareness, maybe go right and left, a clearer awareness of those muscles in the back of the neck. So sometimes when our neck is stiff, it's because our eyes are not being organized in all directions. So maybe the next time your neck feels a little tight or sore, maybe doing these eye practices can help loosen up the musculature in the neck. Okay, now we've had some fun with eyes. There's more eye practices coming. That's all we're going to do today. And guess what time it is? It's a stand sit time. Yay for stand sit. Here we go. So for those of you who haven't been on for a couple of weeks, we're doing this practice where we take our hands and we rise and sit, and we're going to do as many of those as we can in a time frame. And this is for balance. This measures whether or not we're in enough health to live independently. So for most of us, we're going to be able to do this in the time frame, maybe. And we're working to build up our musculature to be able to make this happen. So on your marks, get set, here we go. Count how many you do. And there we go. So the baseline is to be able to do 5 of those in 13 seconds. It's good for balance. It's good for all the strength in the body that we need to get up and down, because we've heard that living independently requires good strength in the legs, the glutes, the hips. And so this is a marker for whether or not we're on track for maintaining independent living. So I invite you, so we're going to do this every week for a while and just notice whether or not it's improved from week to week. And it's something we can do every day to get ourselves up to that marker of 5 in 13 seconds. All right, we're going to stand up again. Here we go. Grab your balance support system. In other words, your block or your towel, and we put it on the head. We're going to be doing some releves now. So releve is coming up on the tiptoes. So you can have a chair nearby to touch if you need to. You can even do it on chair on each side as needed. So we're going to start by just lifting up on our toes and then coming back down. We're lifting up and coming down. So this is a balance practice. Just notice strengthens the ankles. And we're connecting the top of the head to the feet. And then we're going to pause here when our feet are on the ground. And now we're going to add the dimension of taking it into a bent knee. So I'll turn sideways. So we bend the knees just a little bit. and then we rise up. And when our feet come to the floor, we bend the knees, and then we rise up. And as we're doing this, maybe you notice the core muscles are engaging here. Can we keep the core muscles really strong and engaged? Maybe draw that belly up and in a little bit. So we're rising up, and when we come down, we're bending, and mind your knees. You don't have to bend very deeply. And now we're going to pause here and add an extra dimension. What if, as we're going up and down, we begin to add our arms and do random arm movements? Because when we're exploring balance, we actually are doing a lot of different things with our body. Being rigid in the body does not keep us safe from falls. Being able to continually move and flow helps a whole bunch. We're going to bring that to a pause. And if it felt uncomfortable moving the arms, then just continue this motion and do a little bit of arm movements. Pause here. Excuse me. What if we close our eyes now to do this? So we're adding layers here. We're moving up and down. Our arms are moving and our eyes are closed. Just explore this and notice how your balance is working now. Breath moves. So we elevate up and sink down. Whoo. And then we pause. And one last exploration here. What if as we're doing this, we're going to do it with our eyes open, and now we're going to change the focus. So instead of looking forward, maybe we do it looking to the right, and then maybe to the left. We're going up on our toes, sinking down, bending our knees, moving our arms, changing our focus, allowing ourselves to explore around our room. Woo! Now we're having a good time. And then we're going to bring that to a pause. Bring the shoulders up, back, and down. Extend that left arm. Rotate that left shoulder forward. Then turn the elbow under the wrist, the palm. And we're going to bounce here, lifting that arm. And coming out of this, we start by rotating the shoulder back, elbow turns forward, wrist turns forward, palm up, and hand releases. Switching sides, we bring our arm out, and you can be low, it doesn't have to be shoulder height. We're going to rotate the shoulder cap in, then the front of the elbow comes forward, then the wrist turns under, and then the palms upside down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To come out of this, again, we release through the shoulder first, elbow forward, wrist, and we come back down. We're going to do both arms simultaneously. Shoulders come forward, elbows turn, wrist turns, palm is up, pulse. And now we're going to bring that to a close by rotating the shoulders back. The elbow creases turn up, the palms turn up, and we come back to center. So we did a lot of work in the legs. We closed a little bit in our shoulders, our neck and our eyes, a lot of exploration today. We're going to make our way back to seated to close our practice today. There's more balance work, more next week we'll work core along with eyes and balance work. It all goes together, doesn't it? So we come back to our Ujjayi breath, our ocean breath. And we settle. Today's thought is from BKS Iyengar. In whatever position one is in, or in whatever condition in life one is placed, one must find balance. Balance is a state of the present, the here and now. And in my here and now, the yard guys are here now. We're going to open the arms wide to gather all the blessings that already exist, and we draw them in appreciation and gratitude into our hearts. And together we all say, Namaste.